Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of Hollywood's most captivating stars. I'm your host, Casey Gold, and today we're shining the spotlight on the incomparable Josephine Baker. This charismatic performer, activist, and international sensation left an indelible mark on the world of entertainment, and her story is one of triumph, passion, and unwavering dedication to her craft. Born on June 3, 1906, in St. Louis, Missouri, Josephine Baker's early life was a complex tapestry of challenges, opportunities, and influences. Her mother, Carrie McDonald, was a washerwoman and a musician who exposed Josephine to the rhythms of blues and jazz from a young age. Her father, Eddie Carson, was a drummer who played with local bands, but he abandoned the family when Josephine was just a baby. This early experience of abandonment would later shape her fierce determination and resilience. Growing up in the vibrant African-American community of St. Louis, Josephine was surrounded by the sounds of jazz, blues, and gospel music. She attended Lincoln Elementary School, where she developed a passion for dance and performance. Her teachers encouraged her to pursue her talents, and she soon began performing in local talent shows and church events. The streets of St. Louis, with their rich musical heritage, played a significant role in shaping Josephine's unique style and persona. In 1917, at the age of 11, Josephine began working as a live-in servant for a wealthy white family in St. Louis. This experience exposed her to the harsh realities of racism and classism, but it also gave her access to the city's vibrant cultural scene. She would often sneak into the local theaters and music halls, where she was mesmerized by the performances of legendary artists like Bessie Smith and Ethel Waters. In 1990, at the age of 13, Josephine ran away from home to join a street performance troupe, where she honed her skills as a dancer, singer, and comedian. This early experience taught her the value of hard work, resilience, and adaptability, essential qualities for any performer. She traveled with the troupe to various cities, including Kansas City and Chicago, where she was exposed to different cultures, music styles, and performance traditions. As we explore Josephine Baker's formative years, it becomes clear that her early life was a rich and dynamic mix of influences, challenges, and opportunities. The threads of poverty, racism, and sexism were ever present, yet she wove them into a narrative of resilience, creativity, and unwavering ambition. Her family, community, and mentors played a significant role in shaping her character and future path. The streets of St. Louis, the stages of local theaters, and the churches of her childhood all contributed to the development of Josephine Baker's unique talent and persona. The historical context of Josephine's early years is also noteworthy. The Harlem Renaissance was just beginning to take shape, with African-American artists, writers, and musicians like Langston Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston, and Duke Ellington gaining recognition. This cultural movement would later influence Josephine's work and provide a platform for her to showcase her talents. The experiences, influences, and challenges she faced during this period shaped her into a determined, talented, and resilient individual. In 1921, at the age of 15, Josephine joined the Jones Family Band, a traveling music and dance troupe that performed in various cities across the United States. This experience not only honed her skills as a performer, but also introduced her to the harsh realities of racism and segregation on the road. Despite these challenges, Josephine's talent and determination earned her a spot as a featured dancer with the troupe. In 1925, Josephine arrived in New York City, where she became a part of the Harlem Renaissance, a cultural movement that celebrated African-American art, literature, and music. She began performing at iconic venues like the Cotton Club and the Apollo Theater, where she rubbed shoulders with legendary artists like Duke Ellington and Langston Hughes. Her unique blend of dance, song, and comedy quickly made her a favorite among audiences, and she became known for her energetic and charismatic stage presence. Josephine's big break came in 1926, when she joined the cast of Shuffle Along, a groundbreaking musical that showcased African-American talent and helped to launch the careers of many notable performers. Her performance as a chorus girl and dancer earned her critical acclaim and caught the attention of French impresario Caroline Dudley, who invited Josephine to join the Folies Bergère in Paris. In 1926, Josephine traveled to Paris, where she became an overnight sensation. Her exotic and sensual dance style, which blended elements of African American and European traditions, mesmerized audiences at the Folies Bergère. She quickly became a darling of the city's avant-garde scene, befriending artists like Pablo Picasso and Henri Matisse, who were drawn to her vibrant personality and creative energy. As Josephine's star continued to rise, she began to use her platform to speak out against racism and inequality. In 1931, she returned to the United States and became involved in the NAACP's anti-lynching campaign, using her fame to bring attention to the brutal treatment of African Americans in the South. Her activism was met with both admiration and criticism, but Josephine remained undeterred, continuing to use her voice to advocate for justice and equality. Throughout the 1930s, Josephine continued to tour and perform internationally, becoming one of the most popular and highest-paid entertainers of her time. She appeared in films like Zuzao and Princess Tam Tam, which showcased her talents as a singer, dancer, and actress. Her personal life was also making headlines, with high-profile romances and marriages that kept the press fascinated. As we explore Josephine Baker's remarkable achievements, it becomes clear that her success was not just about her talent, but also about her courage, resilience, and determination. She faced countless challenges and setbacks throughout her career, from racism and sexism to personal struggles and health issues. Yet, she continued to push forward, using her platform to inspire and empower others. In the 1950s, Josephine's career began to slow down, but her passion for activism only intensified. She became increasingly involved in the civil rights movement, using her platform to speak out against racism and inequality. In 1951, she was refused service at a restaurant in New York City because of her race, which sparked a highly publicized controversy. Josephine responded by filing a lawsuit against the restaurant and continuing to advocate for equal rights. In 1952, Josephine began adopting children from around the world, creating what she called her Rainbow Tribe. Over the next several years, she adopted 12 children from countries like Japan, France, and Brazil, raising them together at her chateau in France. This unconventional family became a symbol of hope and unity, demonstrating that people of different backgrounds and cultures could come together and thrive. Throughout the 1960s, Josephine continued to perform and tour, but she also dedicated herself to her family and her activism. She worked closely with leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., using her fame to bring attention to the civil rights movement. In 1963, she spoke at the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, where King delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. As Josephine's health began to decline in the 1970s, she continued to inspire and empower others through her example. She wrote several books about her life, including an autobiography, and remained committed to her activism until the end of her life. On April 12, 1975, Josephine Baker passed away in Paris, surrounded by her children and loved ones. Today, Josephine Baker's legacy extends far beyond her remarkable career as a performer. She is remembered as a courageous activist, a devoted mother, and a symbol of hope and unity for people around the world. Her life and work continue to inspire new generations of artists, activists, and fans, reminding us that one person can make a difference, and that love and acceptance can conquer even the greatest challenges. As we conclude our journey through Josephine Baker's extraordinary life, we are left with a profound sense of admiration and respect for this remarkable woman. Her courage, resilience, and determination inspired countless people during her lifetime, and her legacy continues to inspire us today. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Casey Golds, reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.